How's it going, YouTube? Andrew here. I am going to be giving you a deck profile of my best deck, which is, coincidentally, a Dark Magician deck, which a lot of people think could not physically be good, but I made it work. So, my Gagaga Dark Magician deck. First off, I run 3 Gagaga Sister. It's the heart of the deck. If I didn't run that, I would not have a deck. It lets you search out a Gagaga Speller Trap, which is just amazing. Lets you set up pretty much any play that you want or need to get to. Next, I'm running 2 Apprentice Magician. Apprentice Magician, it's a good card. It's not the best in the deck. You could take it out, replace it with something else. I replaced it with Magical Mallet for a while. I just kind of got sick of the Magical Mallet build. So, what it does, when it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon another level 2 monster in face down defense position. So pretty much you can go Apprentice Magician for an Apprentice Magician for, say, a Gagaga Sister face down. It stalls out, lets you get to your plays. It's a good card. I like it. It's just a tech that I find is a fun card to run. Then I'm running 1 Gagaga Child. I was running 2. I don't like Gagaga Child that much. If you control another Gagaga monster, you can special summon it from your hand and make its level become the level of that Gagaga on the field. If that was the only effect, I'd be running 3 for sure. However, you can't conduct your battle phase if you use that card, so it kind of is useless. It's not useless, but it's probably my least favorite card in the deck. Next, I'm running 2 Gagaga Girl. Gagaga Girl, if you have a Gagaga Magician on the field, you can target your Magician and its level becomes equal to your Gagaga Magician's level. That being said, also, when it's used as an XYZ material, you can target 1 special summoned monster your opponent controls and its attack becomes 0. That right there is a fantastic card. I love it. It's not my favorite card, but it's definitely a good card. Next, I'm running 2 Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk, I am sure everybody knows what it does. Discard a spell, special summon a level 4 monster from your deck. It helps you get to pretty much rank 4 XYZs. It helps get you cards like Gagaga Magician if you need one, or Elemental Hero Prisma, which is another we'll get to later. It's a good card. Plus you get rid of dead spells in your hand. Next, I am running 3 Gagaga Magician. Now, other than my Gagaga Sister, I would say Gagaga Magician is probably the second most important card in the deck because you can change its level whenever you want. It's part of its effect. Change its level from 1 through 8. Go into pretty much any XYZ you could think of. And, yeah, it's a really good card. Next, I'm running 2 Elemental Hero Prisma. If you don't know what Elemental Hero Prisma does, you can make its name Dark Magician by sending a Dark Magician from your deck to the grave. That works for any fusion material monster. You send any fusion material monster from your deck to the grave and its name becomes that. Which, in this deck, you just use for Dark Magician. It's very good. You can use it with Dark Magic Attack. You can use it with Eye of Timaeus. And, yeah, it's a great card. Also, you can overlay for something like Daigusto Emerald, get your Dark Magician back, which we'll also get to later. Next, it's a Dark Magician deck. It would not be a Dark Magician deck without Dark Magician. I'm running 3 Dark Magician. It's the heart of the deck. It's what the deck is based around. Without Dark Magician, it would obviously not be a Dark Magician deck. I don't know what you would run if you didn't run that. A lot of people run other Gagaga builds. I prefer the Dark Magician one. It works. I do very well with it at tournaments. It's a good deck. I like it. You can OTK fairly easily. You can also stall against OTKs fairly easily. Next, I am running 3 Gagaga Revenge. Gagaga Revenge, you can target a Gagaga monster in your grave and special summon it. And if Gagaga Revenge goes to the grave because of an XYZ summon, every XYZ you control gains 300. That right there is the heart of your main OTK in this deck, which you get about 40% of the time. I haven't done the math, but that's just what I have found. I get that OTK fairly often, which I'll explain some of the moves in here later. Next, I'm running 2 Gagaga Wind. Gagaga Wind is the main spell you would search out other than Gagaga Revenge with Gagaga Sister. What it does, you can special summon a Gagaga from your hand as a level 4 monster, which in and itself is fantastic, because Gagaga Sister's effect, you can add its level to another Gagaga on the field, and both levels become the level of the added levels. Hard to explain, but if you special summon a monster as a level 4 and you add the level 2 Gagaga Sister, then both are level 6s. Overlay for rank 6, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Next, I'm running 2 Gagaga Academy. I don't use that card too often. The only reason I don't is because your opponent has to control a monster while you don't. And if you open up with it, it's great. But also, you can only special summon XYZ monsters after that, after you play this card. So it's a good card. It's good material to use if you need to get rid of something for, say, a Summoner Monk. It doesn't hurt the deck at all. It helps it a lot if you're in a tough situation. So I run 2. Next, I'm running 2 Gagaga Bolt. I was not running Gagaga Bolt for the longest time, and once I put it in, I did not know why I was not running it. If you control a Gagaga monster, you can destroy a card on the field. It's a great card. It helps you out of situations. Say if your opponent has something that is keeping you from special summoning, just pop it with Gagaga Bolt, then go for your, say, Ebon Illusion Magician, get out Dark Magician, and banish whatever. It is an awesome card. It's also good for Summoner Monk. There's really no reason not to run it in the deck. It doesn't hurt the deck. It doesn't slow the deck. But at the same time, you don't need to run it. If you were to take cards out, I would say that could be one that you might want to take out if you wanted to. There's no reason to do it though. Next I'm running 3 Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is your main spell searcher, or is your main searcher that is a spell, I should say. What you do, you discard a card from your hand and add a Gagaga monster to your hand, which is mainly going to be either Gagaga Sister or Gagaga Magician, because frankly those are your 2 main plays of the deck. And it helps you get dead cards out of your hand that are just going to be clogging up your hand. If you need to get a Dark Magician in the grave for, say, a Daigusto Emerald to get that back, you can always do that. It's not a very great deck if you're not running these cards, Onomatopoeia, because you need that search. You need those searches to get to your plays. Next, I'm running 2 Dark Magic Attack. Dark Magic Attack, if you control a Dark Magician, you can destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. Crazy good card. I was playing against Satellers, and he set full back row. Got out Dark Magician, Dark Magic Attack, just killed his entire day. Just had a horrible time, and it was all because of this one card. I would run 1, but honestly you need to get it. If the new Dark Magician support was out with Eternal Soul and Dark Renewal, you can search it out with Eternal Soul and That's why I would only run one in that build, because you can search it out. But since it's not out, you can't search it. So you need to be able to draw that card. Next, I'm running 2 Eye of Timaeus. Eye of Timaeus, you can target either a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl, which I'm not running a Dark Magician Girl anymore. I was running that fairly recently. I took it out because if you draw into Dark Magician Girl, you're never getting it on the field. Dark Magician you can deal with if it's in your hand. Dark Magician Girl, you just can't. However, Eye of Timaeus, you can special summon a fusion monster that lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your extra deck. So it's pretty much a polymerization that you just way easier. You just need one. You can go for your Dark Paladin or your Amulet Dragon just like that, because it's just that good. Next, I'm going on to my traps. I run 2 Gaga Shield. Gaga Shield is an amazing card. It stalls like crazy. You equip it to a spellcaster, and that spellcaster twice per turn can't be destroyed by a battle or card effect. It is a great card. If you equip, I usually try to equip it if I really need to. If I'm in a desperate situation I need to stall out, it's just a great card to have. Next, 2 Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain, it's a staple. If you don't know what Fiendish Chain, you need to learn what Fiendish Chain does, because that is one of my favorite trap cards. It equips to an opponent's monster, it's a continuous, and that monster can't attack, and its effects are negated. And in today's format, you need to stop those monsters' effects. Those monster effects, if you don't stop those effects, then you're done. You lose, pretty much, in today's format. Next, I'm running 2 Magic Cylinder. Magic Cylinder is by far my favorite trap card. Close second is Mirror Force. I'm not running Mirror Force because it doesn't help my deck that much. It doesn't hurt the deck. I prefer the Fiendish Chain over the Mirror Force in this particular build. If you don't know what Magic Cylinder does, if you get attacked, you target the attacking monster and your opponent takes damage equal to that attack, and it negates the attack. It's fantastic, especially in today's format when there's monsters that have such high attack that you just can't beat. I was going against an Egyptian God deck. The guy got out a Slifer, and the Slifer was at 5,000 attack. He had 4,000 life left. He attacked me, Magic Cylinder for game. It's that good. Now, how often are you facing Egyptian God decks? Not very often. Nobody runs them. They're not that good. However, it's just a great card in general. Not only are you negating the attack and saving yourself, but they're taking damage, which is just crazy. Next, I'm going into my extra deck. I run 1 Gachi Gachi. I only run that because I run level 2s, and it's a great card. It gains 200 attack and defense for every XYZ material attached to it, takes 2 level 2s, and if it would be destroyed, then you can detach instead, which is very good. It helps stall, helps you get to your plays. Next, I'm running 1 Gaga Cowboy. Gaga Cowboy, it ends games. Plain and simple, it ends games. Detach, inflict 800 if it's in defense, or if you attack with it, which I don't know why you would really. The monster attacking loses 500 attack, and Gaga Cowboy gains 1,000. So, I mean, it's good. I could see people using that effect. I would never do it because I would just go for it if I need to end the game right there. Next, I'm running 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc. Staple. If your opponent has something that they just special summon that you can't get past, just go for the Honor Arc and steal it as an XYZ material. It's crazy good. I remember when that was first brought out on me, I thought it was the most OP card in the game. But, now, yeah, that's obviously not, but It's a very good card. Next, I'm running one Daigusto Emerald. Daigusto Emerald, you can run more than one. I was running 3 for a long time, then I went down to 2 because I never went for the 3, and then I never went for the 2 anymore, so I run 1. And what it does, you can either detach one material to shuffle 3 cards from your grave into the deck and draw a card, which I rarely use that effect. That's mainly what people use the card for, but in this particular deck, there's really no reason to run it that way. What I do, I use the other effect where you detach and you can special summon a normal monster from your grave. So you get a Dark Magician in the grave, which you can do with Elemental Hero Prisma. You can do that with Onomatopoeia if you discard it. If you have a Dark Magician in your grave, which is not unlikely at all, you can bring it back to the field, which is just really good. Next, I'm running my 3 rank 6 monsters, which are all the same. Norito, the Morale Leader. Norito is a crazy good card. You can go for it by the snap of your finger. If your opponent, once per turn, during either player's turn, if they activate a spell or a trap, you can detach to negate it. And it's a 2700 beater. Now, that's really good. Also, it speaks for itself. I don't need to explain more about that card, other than it's fantastic. Next, I'm running 3 Ebon Illusion Magician. The best card in my deck, in my extra deck for sure, by far, hands down, guaranteed your money back. Detach one, special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or deck. If a normal spellcaster, which is your Dark Magician, declares an attack, you can banish a card on the field. That card is crazy good. OTKs for days. You can get past whatever you need to get past because it just banishes it. There's very few things that this card right here cannot get past. Also, it takes 2 level 7 spellcasters, or you can overlay it on top of a rank 6 spellcaster. So, it's just very good. Next, I run one number 11 Big Eye. Steal a card on your opponent's field. Obviously, great card. Next, I'm running one Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. Draco Sack, obviously you detach, get 2 tokens, you can pop a Mecha Phantom Beast monster you control, which is most likely to be your tokens. If you need to, you can pop Draco Sack, and then destroy a card, so it's really good. Next, I'm running 2 Dark Paladin. Dark Paladin is the best fusion in the world, in my opinion. I love that card. It's been my favorite card since I started playing the game. It gains 500 for every dragon in either player's grave or field. And if your opponent activates a spell, you can discard a card from your hand and negate it. Fantastic. Next, I'm running one Amulet Dragon. Amulet Dragon, it's a good card. I don't go for it that often. If you go for it, it's very good. When he's summoned, you can banish as many spells from either player's grave as you want, and it gains 100 attack for each. It's already a 29 beater, and there's certain decks, if you play that against, it just kills. Spellbooks, for instance, if you play this against them, banish all of their spells. Wow. I mean, it's very good. Also, if it's destroyed, you get to special summon a Dark Spellcaster from your grave. So, hello, Dark Magician. So pretty much there's no downside of running it. However, I only run 1. I was running more than 1. I never have gone for 2 in a game. It's a dragon, and that right there, if it was a spellcaster, because I mean, if you look at the art closely, you're probably not gonna be able to see it on my crappy laptop screen, but it's Dark Magician riding on the Eye of Timaeus. So, I love the art. The art on it is fantastic. And if it was a spellcaster, it would be amazing. But since it's a dragon, it's just not the best. Alright, and that was my Dark Magician deck. if you want to try it out. If you got any advice for me, I do very well with it at tournaments. It goes off very hard. It's a good deck, and you get the bragging rights of saying that you have a Dark Magician, you have a competitive Dark Magician deck, which in itself, awesome. Alright, if you like the video, like it down below, subscribe, and I will post more deck profiles in the future. Yeah, I'll see you later.